Oh, spectacular. Come on. Oh, yes, please. Hi everyone, welcome to Backyard Chef. I'm Rick. Today, a bit of an unusual one, a twist on a classic. We're making cabbage leaf lasagna. It's like a cross between cabbage rolls and lasagna. It's an easy recipe. Obviously, we're not using pasta, we're going to use the cabbage. Let's crack on and do it, come on. Now I have got a pan of water just on the simmer behind me, because what we're going to do is take the cabbage leaves off and blanch them. Now I can bring the cooker here and put it in a pan here so you can see the blanching. We're going to blanch it about 2 minutes, take it out. You should plunge it in cold water or ice cold water to stop it cooking. We ain't going to bother, we're just going to stack up the cabbage leaves. So basically we want some cabbage leaves. Now we don't want all the core, so the core is coming out as per usual. Now if you want to eat the core, give it to your rabbit, your dog, whatever. We're definitely not using it in this recipe. We want all the leaves. So you can take that straight out of there so we can play with the leaves. Right, and this big chunky stalk on there, you can either leave it or take it out. It's up to you. Okay, we don't need that either. We want the leaves. So start pulling the leaves off. It's straightforward, pan on. Now you can salt this water, which is going to give you a little bit of flavour on your cabbage. Up to you. Now what we're going to do is blanch it for about 2 to 3 minutes. So I'm going to put half in, look, and then I'll put the other half in. So it's a case of just blanch it in the water, which is going to soften it up. We're not trying to cook it, we just want to soften it in there. That's good enough for me. We want that out of there. And put the rest in. This is a real sneaky one, okay? We've got our cabbage going on here. We're going to just put a little knob of butter in there. Like that. And we are going to just put a little bit of salt and pepper. Because obviously this just tastes of cabbage. And it's going inside our dish. A little bit of salt. Not much. And we just need to give it a stir. So just give it all a stir up. And that is going to take on all that butter, that flavour. Delicious. Okay, and while this is sat here, it's still going to release a load of juices. So we're not going to get as much water in our cabbage leaf lasagna. Hopefully. Okay, put that to one side. Okay, bring in a pan. We want a little bit of oil. You don't have to go crazy because the sun might come out of our mince. And we're going to go in there with a little bit of butter. Of course we are. Flame on. And we're going to start to saute off our onions, garlic, and then mince. Grab yourself a stirry thing. Onions in there. Nice little sizzle whizzle on there, come on. Cook out the rawness. If you get a bit of colour, it does not matter. But we're not after browning the onions as such. Now you could cook the meat first if you want, but I'm going to cook the onion and the garlic and then throw the meat in. Yes, the meat is going to release water, but it doesn't matter. It's still going to soak up the flavour of the onion and the garlic. Clear yourself a space, in there with your garlic. There's just not much oil or butter coming out of here. That's it, bring it all in. Just about 30 seconds or more. Chuck in the meat. We do not want burnt garlic. In there with your mince. Start to break it up. Well, we're going to give it a little bit of salt and pepper on here. A little bit of seasoning. Tiny amount of salt because we're going to use Parmesan. Going in with black pepper. Little cook on there. We want this cooking. It wants to be a good 80%. Now I'm going to put my herbs in now so they actually, because I'm using dried herbs and they can bloom in there with the fluid and distribute the flavour. I'm going to use Italian seasoning on the channel if you want to go make it. And I'm going to boost the oregano with dried oregano. Also going to go in there with some smoked paprika. Give it that little underlying smokiness in there. And we're going to give that a whisk through. Already smells absolutely fantastic. What also works in here for all the people who like bacon, chop up some bacon and put that in there as well. Gives a nice flavour through there. Now here comes the optional extra, you don't have to. In there with some caraway seeds. We're going to go in there with a good tablespoon of tomato puree or tomato paste. We will be using passata. Now to make passata, don't go buy it, it's so expensive. Go get a budget tin of tomatoes, chuck in 1 tablespoon of tomato puree or tomato paste, a little bit of water and blend it. Don't spend money. And I'm just going to hit that with a little bit of sugar actually. Sugar is optional, you don't have to, but it's going to be as sour as heck. Give it a little stir in. It's a nice quick meat sauce, this one. Okay, hit that up with your passata. We're going to cook it uncovered for about 15 minutes to thicken our sauce. Nice and steady. Within that 15 minutes, just give it a little stir. And then we'll crack on with a bechamel Mornay sauce and put it all together. Okay, when you've got your meat sauce how you want it, it's thickened up quite nicely, look, and we got a very nice moist meat sauce. Flame off, one side, bring in a different pan. Okay, for our bechamel Mornay, it's going to start off like any dough. In there with some butter and a little flame on. In there, a couple of tablespoons of flour. Cook out the rawness of the flour in that butter. Now, it doesn't take long to cook out the rawness of the flour. Look, you can see it's all bubbling away. Lovely, lovely there. All your milk. All in one go. Just give it a stir and just bring it in. There ain't gonna be no lumps in here. Okay, I'm gonna swap out my whisk. There we go, we're getting this lovely thick sauce. No lumps. Now if you take it too thick, you add a little bit more milk or water. A little bit of pepper, a little bit of nutmeg, and I'm going in there with some Parmesan. In there with some mozzarella. Now you can do cheddar, you can do anything you like. Bring that in. And we've now got a mayonnaise sauce, a nice white cheesy sauce to go inside our lasagna. Okay, for this one, make sure you got your oven on about 180. Come on, let's throw it all together. In here, we want a little bit of that meat mixture. Now, what we're hoping for, that it's not going to be too wet, because the cabbage is still going to release some of that juice. Now, you don't have to go meat mixture, but what we're hoping for is a little bit of crispiness on the bottom. Give that a little pushing down. Can you see all that fluid coming out of that cabbage? Now that would make our lasagna really, really wet. Okay, we want a layer of cabbage on there. It's like a giant cabbage roll, but in the form of lasagna. Now we're going to go in there with some of our white sauce. Now we are just going to smear that in there like that, and that's give us a lovely cheesy white sauce in the bottom of there. Cottage cheese or ricotta, up to you. A little bit of cheese in there. And it doesn't really matter what order you go in, just layer it up. Cabbage, come on, in there, on there. Cottage cheese or ricotta, just get some of that in there. And we're already way over the top of this. Oh dear, how sad. Never mind. Cabbage, come on. Now I'm using an 8x8 dish, use a 9x13. Again, on there. Right, do your bestest. I want that on there. Okay, we've got this too big as per usual, but you've seen me do this before. So what we're going to do is take some foil, and we are just going to lift that a second. We're going to put that like that. We're going to put that on there, bring that up like that, and we're just going to tuck that all the way around there. We're just going to go with a little bit of oregano on there. On there with your cheese, a little bit of parmo. Want to go over the top of there with some foil. More foil. But, you know, don't squash this one down. So there's not going to be much to look at with this one. We're going to shove that in the oven. That's going in the oven about 30-40 minutes. Take the top off, brown it up for 15. There you go. Okay, so just take the foil off, and we're going to cook that for about 15 to 20 minutes till it goes golden on top. Okay, and when you've got a nice bit of colour coming on there, that is coming out. Look at that beauty there. Right, we're just going to let that set up. It's got to set up about 15 minutes to cool down a little bit on there, set up, and then we can whip the foil off and we can slice some lasagna. Come on, we're in on this. We've got to get that out of there. It's going to be wet under there. Of course it is. It's where the cabbage juices have run out. There you go, look, cabbage juices. So I'm not sure this is going to hold up. We're going to see. It's not too warm actually. It's cooled down quite nicely. Come on. We are in. Straight down there. Oh yeah. Oh, spectacular. Come on. Oh, yes, please. Look at that. Come on. It's only lasagna. Oh, it looks spectacular in here. Oh, yeah. Oh, look at all those layers. Come on, we know what's in here. Oh, that is fabulous. Come on. In here. Oh. Oh. Spectacular. That is absolutely delicious. Of course you can taste the cabbage, but you know you've got creaminess, you've got that meat sauce. It's delicious. That is really, really nice. I ain't going to say it's any healthier, but you know, it's got to be a certain extent healthier by using the cabbage. Oh, it's sensational. It really is delicious. The flavour combo is sensational. There you go. If you like what we're doing, tell your friends how easy it is to make cabbage leaf lasagna. And if you do like what we're doing, big thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, ring that bell. Catch you in the next video.